going to be a great start to the weekend already. Alex just came home from dropping off roosters from all the chicks that we hatched out, and he returned not empty-handed, but with 2 baby goslings.
That one? I tried that.
Oh, there's one that's supposed to be more likely a girl and more likely a boy, so Daddy has to tell us. I think the more yellowy one is Louie, and the more gray one is Antoinette Jr. So which one's the boy and girl? Because
He guessed that this was the girl, and this was also going to be, this was the blue, so it was going to have the dark on the head and...
So River, that's your girl.
And this one was the girl, and this one's supposed to be like the all gray, or this is what he guesses is going to be all gray.
Okay.
But I guess we'll see.
Well, welcome to the farm, little one. What do you think, Chandler? You happy?
The blue one is gonna have the least gray in the boy.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of poop in the box.
There is a lot of poop. They had an hour drive. Let's go get them out to the pond, okay? And see if Eleanor adopts them.
But you gotta call your bang that probably call.
Gotta go quick though, because we're gonna be late for church. Yeah, the kiddos are staying with Grandma and Grandpa after church. They get to get a special treat of McDonald's and to the park, because we are going to be working on this garden all afternoon. Well, me and Alex. Okay, so there's our little baby duckling. We really do think it's a girl. We think it's a girl pecking. And this is Eleanor, our hopefully mama goose.
Mommy, Billy's white.
Yeah, Billy is getting white because we're pretty sure she's a pecking.
Go ahead and show your babies to Eleanor. Let her get them. Put them out on the ground.
This one is mine. Is this one mine?
Yes.
Yes.
And this one is Hunter's.
No, that one's yours,
I
baby.
just put it down. Oh, here she comes right away. She knew.
What do you think, Eleanor? Will you take care of them for us?
Mommy, that black one was like underground. You, Mama.
Well, she said hi. We'll have to see.
They're crossing your necks. I believe everyone goes on the steps. Okay, I'm gonna go myself. I don't got my stuff. This blue on mine. Mine has the prettiest stuff. I got the biggest. Nobody can swim. It's okay. Swim. Oh, they're doing it! Hi, Ducky. Well, this is just...
Their little wings.
Hi, Ducky. I'm gonna give him some. They look so different because they're in the water. I think that one's Antoinette. I'm giving them some fish. No, that one's the goose.
All right, what do you guys have to say to Daddy?
Thank you. Okay, let's go.
We are back home now after dropping the kids off at church and running to the feed store and also the hardware store to get some supplies for projects we are doing this weekend. But before I go weed eat and Alex tills the garden up, we need to make a couple bundles of firewood for the farm stand. With it being Memorial Day weekend, the firewood is just flying off of the farm stand. So I thought I would just go ahead and show you guys how Alex does this. All right, so he built this little stand, and then we just take this large, is it saran plastic wrap?
Yeah. And
typically when I'm not recording, I'll stand on this side and kind of help hand it to him. But he can, as you can see, do it on his own. Did you get this idea off of YouTube to build this, or was this all from your beautiful mind?
I saw similar on YouTube, but this is kind of just what I came up with that was quick and easy and didn't take much.
Yeah.
With just scrap wood.
Why does everything always take so much longer than you expect? The sun is already starting to set, and we've just now got to tilling, but we had some friends stop by, and that was really nice. So we're running behind, but it is Memorial Day tomorrow, and we have no plans except for this garden project, which means that this video is going to be probably a span of 2 days. This soil looks good. This soil looks good. I'm interested in what that's going to look like. In 2020, we had a company come out and drench the pond that was original to our home. It was severely overgrown. I believe it was put in sometime in the 70s or 80s, and it was just completely taken over by weeds, and trees had fallen into it. So what they did when they dug out the pond, which you can see located right here, I'll walk you a little bit closer to it. When the company came and got the excavator and got all the sediment and clay, it's like very heavy clay base here, which is great, it holds water, but what they did is they moved it to the front part of our property because it was really low and it was holding a lot of water, so we wanted to raise it up. So that just means that this area is very heavy clay, but it seems to be more on this half than the other. And so we did add mulch last year, which was really a struggle. Last year's garden, it was clay and then fresh wood chips, which actually leaches nitrogen as it breaks down. So the plants severely struggled, and we did know that that was going to happen, and we did still get harvest from it. It just was not as great as it could have been. So we were really excited for this year because the wood chips we put down the last year has started to break down, and so now it's getting to be actually more nutrient filled soil. We also just got 2 dump truck loads of compost yesterday from the county, and what we plan to do is do a first initial till to till in the clay and the mulch that was added last year, and then we will put a layer of compost on top, and we will mulch heavily with straw, and then we will plant in that. And again, we are going to probably have to add some sort of nitrogen source and really feed these plants because it's still just the second year. But I'm hoping by the third year and fourth year and fifth year of having this garden, it is just going to be so rich with life, and that it is just going to produce some of the best produce and flowers you ever did see. All right, here's a better view of the pond. It is getting pretty late. It's golden hour. The sun is setting. And so the ducks are making their way to the house. And I'm just noticing now that the door was pushed closed, either by the wind or one of the birds, or even possibly one of my children. It's probably more likely a child. So let's go open that for them. Oh no, I'm caught on the the net. That was embarrassing. Hello, Eleanor. Eleanor is our darling goose that Alex got me for Valentine's Day. We just love her. And here are the baby goslings. She's been hanging out with them a lot today. She's not taking to them as quickly as our last goslings that had a tragic death just a couple weeks ago. We also just rehomed our male pekin duck. So a pekin is just like this duck here. You can see this girl, Karen. She is a pekin duck with a lot of blue stuff on. What that is it's called blue coat. It's kind of like a animal spray paint, but it's almost a liquid Band-Aid. It's antiseptic and it helps them with wounds. We had a fox burrow in to the duck house and killed half of our duck flock and 3 of our baby goslings, and that was very upsetting. But let's go ahead and open this up for them. Part of the reason we are so behind is we did go on a bike ride today. It was so nice. My parents, like I had mentioned before, took the kids to the park after church and just kept them for a long time, longer than they were supposed to actually. We were running late. So we just went on a nice bike ride after we went to the feed store, and it was so needed. It was so good to just forget about the big to-do list and just enjoy being together without any little kids in tow. You'll also see here, yesterday the kids and I dug up all of our cattle panel trellising. Kind of a mess out here. I don't know if you know, but you can see these cattle panels are a little bit beat up. When we decided that we were gonna cattle panel trellis our tomatoes and even do the arch trellises that are so popular, we went to our feed store and we checked to see if they had any bent and dent cattle panels, because if they do, typically they'll sell you them at a very discounted price. So that's why they look a little rough, but once a plant is climbing on them, you can't tell at all. Okay, that side is done. Oh, it's gonna look so good. This soil doesn't look that bad either. This looks pretty good too, huh? Are you happy with it? Good.
I'm gonna till in between those beds there and there just because of all the grass.
And just get the weeds
And
up.
you can just make your own rows anyways.
That's awesome. Looks like he's just going to till it all to get the weeds done. I'll probably come through here with a metal rake and rake up some of the weeds. I think this is where I'm gonna leave you guys today, and I'll start off the morning and update you on anything else we got done. But it is getting really dark here. The sun, as soon as it dips below this tree line, it's gonna be really dark. And I got to put the ducks away, get chicken eggs, and we have 2 batches of baby chicks and the brooders that I need to check on. And not to mention my kids. I should probably feed them dinner. It is 7:50. Yeah, it looks good. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's the next day. And before I head out to the garden to show you what we got done, I wanted to walk you over here first to show you that Alex got another area tilled last night that we are planning to plant all of our pumpkins in. And I am so excited. When we first moved here, this space I'm getting ready to show you was extremely overgrown. You couldn't even see our neighbor's house through it. And now it's going to be workable space. All right, so we have our playground set here. This is where my cut flower garden is. You can see my pro cut sunflowers are getting nice and putting on some good growth. But this right here is what he tilled. It's also incredibly rewarding to see. This soil is so sandy. You guys see that? And that's because this is our native soil is sand and then it's clay underneath. And our entire 2 acres, this is all we had when we first started. But because we've brought so much wood chips in and then used our chickens, soiled bedding and all the things, we've really been able to make our soil a much better quality over the 10 years we've been here. We will make sure that we amend this, but it should be perfect for planting pumpkins. I'm so excited. So much more usable space. So he brush hogged this area first with the tractor and then used the tiller. All right, now we'll head to the garden. As we're heading that way, I wanted to show you guys one of my irises bloomed. Isn't she beautiful? I also have another variety over here. Once we get this garden done, I'm spending a lot of time in this area. This is my shade garden. It's just all ornamental perennials, but look at this. Definitely one of my favorites. So it's still a mess. Cattle panels everywhere. These are actually old metal shelving that Alex was able to save from a scrap pile from the dumpsters at work. And we are going to be using them to make a rabbit run, I think is our current plan. We did use them to trellis some tomatoes last year, but I don't know. I think we're more in need of a nice rabbit tractor. But here we go. Oh, you guys, it looks so amazing. So you can see he tilled all 4 garden bed areas and just left the main walkways untouched. We will still add fresh wood chips, but there's hardly any weeds growing. So what I need to come and do is the ones that are, need to dig up. But yeah, look at that. Super sandy soil. But here where we amended it last year, it's already looking so much better. So I still have some weed eating I need to do first before I can come get to work in here. I'll be raking these beds and mounding them up and then adding the wood chips and the walking paths that we have marked for the 18 inches walking paths. And then we will put compost on top, put my plants in, and then heavily mulch with straw on top. And then come through and remulch these main walking paths truly don't know if we can get that done today. We need to though. It's Memorial Day, it's the last day of our 4-day weekend, and we really have to kick it into gear and get a ton done. Alex and I are coming up on our 10-year wedding anniversary, and so we do have a little vacation planned, so we don't have a lot of time to waste. So as I make my way back to the house to go get different shoes on, these are not weed whacker approved Crocs. I'm gonna show you just how massive my tomato plants are and how ready they are to get planted. Honestly, I'm kind of concerned. I know that when tomato plants get to a certain size, they don't transplant well into the ground. Noticed I did not put my egg sign up. We are not sold out of eggs yet, so let's get that set up today. Oops. I'm actually gonna check too, see what we have. Okay, so we have seven eggs available. It's Monday and it's slow, so right now we just have our firewood restocked and our eggs. We sold out of our sourdough bread. Sometimes on Mondays, if I have like yesterday bread, I will put that on the stand and it will be marked down. So I typically sell my sourdough bread for $10 a loaf, but when it's yesterday bread, it gets marked down to $6. Anyways, that's a fun little rabbit trail off. But here we are back at my front porch. This is where I have some of my tomato plants. The front and back porch is just covered in seedlings waiting to go into the ground, and I'm hoping today's the day, or at least some of these, because look at this. I've been fertilizing them with worm castings because there is some yellowing of like the lower leaves, so I need to prune those off and plant them really deep, but they are absolutely massive. And I even started my seeds really late because I knew we were not going to be able to have the garden ready in time. But some of these are second succession because I was starting to get worried. Like, look at this, they're curling. I don't even know. But my loofah plants, I have trellising, and I hope those take well. It's hard when you put so much time and energy into seedlings, and the idea of them dying after months of care is hard, but we do have a local greenhouse that has some really nice tomatoes that I know I could just go out and buy and it would still be better than store-bought. So we'll see what happens. The back patio is where I have a bunch of other tomato plants, basil, and then like some cut flowers, dill. Oh, and my eucalyptus, which, my goodness, they say it's a slow grower. It really is. I started this in the end of February. And then a couple more here, which these ones look really nice. What is this? Oh, this is a honey yellow cherry. These are all cherry varieties, but I don't even think I'm gonna plant these. These are Romas. So you can tell when tomato plants are not doing well, when they're deficient, when they have this purpling color, and then the chartreuse like lime green, which, don't blame them. They have not had happy conditions. But that's fine, because Roma tomatoes are really easy to find, good quality at a garden center. Or we have a family-owned greenhouse right down the road from us, so I'll probably just grab some of those there. Whew. Finished weed eating all around the house, all of the trees, all over the new pumpkin patch area, all the things that we couldn't get with the brush hog. And then I cleaned up this space a little bit better because Alex is getting ready to mow with the kids, and I have the pond area left to do, and then I am done weed eating and I can finally get into the garden to start making those beds. Something just so beautiful. Not letting nature just take over. How beautiful those are. I'm kind of sad to whack them all down. Our baby goslings had a really good night last night. Oh, this is my favorite part of our little farm. I finally finished. It looks so good. Let me show you. Check this out. Oh, it looks so good. Well, at least we won't lose the baby goslings now. You can actually see them. They're not hiding in the grass. Got my garden hat on, which means it's finally time to head out to the garden. I use my rake to mound up the garden beds. Alex and the boys are going to be delivering me mulch with the tractor, and unfortunately they can't drive around that planter because we already tilled the ground. We should have dumped mulch before he tilled, but I don't want him driving on this soil that he's just loosened with the tiller and compacting it. That's fine. So he's just gonna make a big pile of mulch right here, and I will use my gorilla cart and a shovel to move the mulch on the other side. But yeah, so I'm gonna make the beds and then I'll move the mulch, and then I'll have him bring in some compost and I will dress the tops of the bed. It's starting to get late, so I'm kind of doubting if I'll be able to plant, but I'm still hopeful I can get some things in the ground. Alex's little invention seems to be doing well. Ooh, he's got a limb. Let me help you out. So my plan for making these garden beds is to use my rake. I believe this looks to be about 18 inches. So Alex has those 2 conduit pipes, so I want to only walk where we're putting in pathways. So I think it's going to be a perfect match. Yes. So I will use this to rake out my walkways and take the extra soil and mound up my beds. get one walkway done. It's a little curved, so I need to straighten it out a little bit over here. But I just have to do this 7 more times. Another one right here, 2 more on that corner, 2 more in that corner, 2 more on this corner. And I definitely am going to be laying cardboard on the perimeter here for mulch. So you guys can actually see really well this way. So the walkways will have a layer of mulch, but the beds are rounded up and they're higher. That way the walkways should also be able to hold on to some water pretty well. Because this does not have irrigation, we use an overhead sprinkler, and then also just rely that where we're located in Northwest Indiana, right off Lake Michigan, that we're gonna get enough rain to keep the garden happy and healthy. So it is about 7 p.m. and I am just now moving mulch to the walkways. I am not going to get anything planted today, and it's looking like this will maybe be a 3-day vlog. So I'll catch back up with you guys tomorrow. I was about ready to walk out and take you on a tour of what we got done last night, and then I discovered that my goats were not content in their paddocks. We ran out of hay and we're waiting on a hay shipment from the farmer. He was supposed to come yesterday but got held up, so can't really blame them for being discontent. I also slept in a little bit, and so they're just looking for their treats, and Chandler's helping me. Say good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Chuck. They're really good. Whenever they gotten out, they always just come to like our front or back door and just waiting for us. Can you hold it?
Mama, he likes how I said he was cute and he followed me.
I'm kind of curious how you guys got out though.
They blow open.
Oh, they just... Oh, I see. Well, whoever put this on last didn't wrap around the metal. They just did it on the fencing we've attached, which made enough space for them to crawl through there.
I'm just out.
Yeah. Say good morning. Is this your favorite way to wake up? Escaped goats? No. Where's your other bowl? I only see one bowl.
I don't know how to get out of the way.
There's one bowl.
Now it's one.
The shade's nice. It's not so
I love it. It was right off the poison ivy.
Sorry about the late breakfast, boys.
Hello, you a cutie. Bye.
You love your buddy,
Yeah.
Mr. Snowflake. He's not gonna get out.
Remember that he got out last time?
Yeah.
Are they gonna sleep somewhere nice and cozy?
Yeah, cozy for a bunny.
Wait, let's make something cozy.
What do you think is cozy for a bunny?
Pillows?
Yeah, I think they would eat pillows. I think they like straw and hay and dirt and grass.
And mulch.
Mulch. Yeah, those are all cozy things to bunnies.
I'm gonna give some
No, oh my goodness. You're crazy.
This is new, Maria.
Cozy up with that mulch, Snowflake.
It's just some decoration. It doesn't have decoration.
Okay, so first I'm going to show you the pumpkin patch area. That's where we ended the night. Alex got all the mulch moved because we were just covering this place in mulch, and then we are going to dig an area and put compost and then plant the seed in the compost. But the mulch is to try and keep all those weeds and things down and allow the pumpkin time to germinate and grow. Hopefully they'll shade out any type of weeds or anything. Hi, baby. Little dancing fool. So he's brought in all of this mulch. In the years to follow, this soil will just continue to become more and more nutrient filled and a lot more life and way less sandy. All right, should we go show them the garden and all that you guys got done out there? Yeah. I'm gonna set the little man up on water and flowers. It is, but it's the hose is kinked, honey. Oh, try it now. I'm gonna let him do that. Good work. Oh, you gotta take a drink? Delicious? All right, don't forget your begonias over here.
I gotta get high, Mom. Get
Well,
high.
all you you just have to point it up. Here, wait. Okay, maybe I'll help.
The back. Mom, the back ones are really dying.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot. Here, let me get on top really quick.
The back ones are really dying. No, Mom, the back ones are really dying.
I'm watering both the front and back, honey. Yours look amazing over here, though. This is Chandler's favorite plant. This begonia right here. And then I got this for Mother's Day from my grandmother. It's not like in the heat, even in shade. Okay, can you go water all the plants up by the house?
Yeah, Mom.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll get all of that. Yep, all of that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Now we'll have about 2 minutes of peace and quiet. So we have moved a lot of mulch, but not enough. I got this entire walkway mulched. And I am widening the walking paths because I need my gorilla cart to fit down them. And then Alex did end up driving his tractor over the beds. I just got pretty overwhelmed when I was done filming last night, just how little time we have to do so much, and all of these plants that like need to get into the ground so soon, and just feeling really overwhelmed. So basically it's just not feasible for me to have him dump a pile of compost and me use the gorilla cart to put it to each bed. So he just drove over the beds. We realized next year if we do till, we'll till one bed at a time, bring in the compost, bring in the mulch, then till the next bed, bring in the compost, bring in the mulch, and we'll do it step by step. But that's the thing with gardening. You're learning each year. It's value from your mistakes. You get some really valuable information on what not to do next year. And then right when you think you have it figured out, the weather really messes with you one year. So you're always learning, always growing, and that's probably why people love it so much, because it's such a challenge and you don't really get bored. But I did also switch it up from just the rake. I started using my shovel, and I was shoveling the walkways and then coming back in with my rake to really get the nice walking paths done. So this section I would say is going to be hopefully completed by the end of today, because I would really love to direct sow some squash and cucumbers, melons, but you know, no matter what, it's still going to be a great year, and I'm still really excited. Just trying to not let myself get so overwhelmed. But I am going to go help this little man with the hose. We're bringing it over to water the wildflowers in the front and side of the garden. Pull, Chandler. Give it all you got. You need help. Show me. Go. Run! All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Run! Are you gonna water the dirt?
Yeah.
Perfect.
One sitting, it's hard.
Oh, look at you with your legs.